Hi guys, so here is the another Django project. Here I have created one event registration system. This is basically an event registration system where user can register or give the input like name, email, and the events on which they are interested or to register for those events. And this application also stores the registration in a memory. And just note this thing that we need to use a list to keep track of the registered events and a dictionary for storing each participant's details. Details are like name, email, and registered events. Okay, and also this app will give a duplicate mail entries. Like, what do you mean by duplicate mail entries? Like, suppose one person has registered before, and again after 2 days or after a certain period of time he or she is again trying, so automatically this app will give a message that this email is already registered, and at the end we will display a list of all registered users and their events. Okay, so our folder name, our project folder name will be event registration, and our app folder name will be registrations. Okay. So what are the steps? What are the basic steps of this project? So first you have to create the virtual environment with the help of this command pip install Django. If you have gone through the previous video, so you'll get to know how to open the CMD from the address bar of the folder and how to create the virtual environment. In CMD you have to type this command pip install virtual environment. Then after the virtual environment has been installed, you have to make a folder of the virtual environment. Here I have given the name virtual underscore env with this command python dash m venv virtual underscore env. Then you have to activate this virtual environment from the scripts folder. And third step will be to install Django. If only Django is not installed in your system, then you have to install Django. If it is installed previously, then no need to install it again. After Django get installed, then you have to start the project by typing this command Django dash admin start project, and the event registration is the folder name as I have mentioned before. Okay. After you will see that after entering this command number 4, one file will be created in that directory. After the file has been created, then you have to create the app. Then you have to start the app with the help of this command python manage.py start app registration. This is the app name. Okay, you can see. And one more thing. After this, we just need to go to the VS Code. We have to open the folder in VS Code. So I will show you. Uh, this is my event registration. Okay, this is the app folder. This is the project folder, and this is manage.py file. This is db.sqlite3. So I will not tell about this too in detail in this video. So how we can open VS Code from this stage? Just right click, show more options, open with code. See, this is my project, this is my app. Okay. Now we have to create the forms.py and views.py in the app folder, and also the urls.py, which I will explain one by one. And in the event registration or the project folder, we just have to create the urls.py, and we need to change some things in settings.py. Okay, so let's start with the forms.py because that is the first step. So in forms.py, what we have done? Actually, if you want to take the note, you can. Actually, see, this code defines a registration form. Actually, this is a class. This registration form is a class using the Django form system. This class is a form with three fields: name, email, name, and events, designed to collect user information for event registration. So these are the fields: name, email, and events. Okay, so here I have created the form. Now I have to import this form to views.py. So let's go to the views.py. See, just a minute. Yeah, this is my views.py. So first I have imported the render and redirect. You know what is a render and what is redirect. What are the uses of it? I have already explained this in the previous video. So I am importing the render and redirect from Django dot shortcuts and registration form from dot forms. Okay, so here I have created an empty dictionary which will help us to store the input every time. Like whenever the user is giving the input, it will store the name of the user, email, and the events on which the user wants to participate. Okay, so now we have to define the home function. What is the home function? What is the use of it? So this function is actually responsible for displaying the registration form and handling form submission when user registers. You understand this? Okay. So then if request dot method is equal to post. Now this line this line will actually check if the request is a form submission. If it's not a post request, it displays the empty registration form. Only if the users submit the form, if whether it is valid or not, it will check. Now you can see if form is valid, this extracts clean data from the user. Every time it will extract the clean data from the user, different data and clean data. And there is an if else, like if email is registered users, like I have told you in the starting part of the video, in the previous part of the video, that if the user is already registered before, then it will give a message that the email is already registered. So see, this if else condition will function for that part only, that it checks if the mail is already in registered user and gives the error message. Okay, and what the else part will do, if registered users are not the user is not there in the registered users, or if the user has not registered before, then it will redirect to the registration list page. If the email is unique, it adds the user details to registered users, where it redirects to the registration underscore list page to show all the registered users. And you can see from line number 22 what it is doing. If it's not a post request, it creates a blank registration form and renders home.html the to show the form. And the return and render function in line number 23 actually renders the HTML template with a form context that holds the registration instance. Okay, and now I have defined one function named registration underscore list. This function actually handles displaying the list of all registered users. Okay, so use.py is over. Let's go to urls.py of my app folder. So here I have imported the path function and views function. views that I have created here, views.py. So what path function is doing, path function is actually used to written over here. Path function is actually used to define the URL patterns in Django. It takes a URL route, a view function to call when that just a minute, when that route is accessed and an optimal name for the URL pattern. So path function is helping us to define the URL patterns in Django. You can see from here. This path function is helping us to define this list URL patterns. Okay. And what view is doing is import the views from your registrations app, like the views that you have created in the that I have created in the registrations app. It will just import that views from that views.py, and it allows you to reference the view functions that have defined earlier. Like in the view function in the views.py file, I have defined register and list underscore registrations. Okay, so here I am creating this list called URL patterns. So which actually hold the path of the URL pattern. So in line number 8, you can see when a user navigates to register, whenever a user navigates to register, Django will call the registered view function from the views module. And uh, and whenever this pattern actually maps the URL registrations to the list underscore registration view function. So this is all about the URL spy of my app folder. Then let's go to URL spy of event registration. So this is actually we have to import the admin function, path function, and views function. Path and views you know already because I have explained in the previous part for URL spy of the app folder. Here the extra thing I am doing is to import admin. This module is used to access Django's built-in admin interface, which allows for easy management of the application. Okay, so just have a look at this. You you will understand it because I already explained the URLs.py, what it actually doing. This line maps the URL admin to Django's built-in admin site. When you visit this URL, you will see the admin interface where you can manage your apps, models, and data. And this actually route URL of the application to the home view function. And line number 30, you can see from here, registrations views dot registration underscore list name equal to registration list. This actually maps the URL of registrations to the registrations underscore list view function. Okay, so now I have created all the necessary files. Now I will show you what to do in settings. First, you have to register your app called registrations like this within inverted commas. Okay, inside the list installed apps. Then you may not uh, import the where's over here because it does not have a function. In this case, you have to type the star within the inverted commas in the allowed hosts. Then you have to set the directory of the templates base underscore dir is equal to base underscore dir comma templates. I hope that's all. Okay, so we will run this project and we'll check whether it's working or not. Control C, Python manage.py runs file. So let me tell you one thing. You can see I am typing manage.py over here, and this manage.py is nothing but this code, this file. Sorry, this file. So this file is actually helping us to run this program. Every time there will be a manage.py in every project. Whenever you create a Django project, you will get this manage.py file by default. And this manage.py will actually manages the whole thing. That's why this file is called manage.py. So I'll hit enter. See, starting development server at this is the local host. So I will just follow the link and we will check. See, it's already working. So you can give a name, like if you want to give Rahul email Rahul sorry Rahul123 at the rate gmail.com. Registration may be dance, drama, and breakfast. Register. See, it is stored. Now I will store another one, Rohan. So just give a random email ID as Rohan456 at the gmail.com. So Rohan is not interested in dance, so he will perform in sports, drama, and tech fest. See, so this is actually the application. Okay, so I have already given you the codes in the video in the lecture. So if you want, you can try on your own in your system. That's all for today. Thank you. Good night.